This is Plant-Based Briefing. I thought my high cholesterol was genetic until I went plant-based by Joanna Mittman at forksoknives.com. I'm Marian Erickson. This is the Plant-Based Podcast where I curate a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living, get permission, and narrate them to you here in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And I'm pleased to have permission from Forks Over Knives to share their content. And if you haven't watched it already, I highly recommend the Forks Over Knives documentary, which you can watch for free on their website, forksoknives.com. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. I thought my high cholesterol was genetic until I went plant-based by Joanna Mittman at forksoknives.com. I never considered myself an unhealthy eater before going plant-based. When I was a kid, my family lived in France for many years, and my mother would cook spectacular fresh meals. We rarely had junk food or sweets. As an adult, I kept that habit up, eating few highly processed foods, but a decent amount of meat, dairy, and eggs, and I always dressed my salads in oil-based vinaigrettes. This all seemed normal and healthy to me. I struggled with high cholesterol, but I didn't connect this with my diet. Both my parents have cholesterol issues, and we have a family history of serious heart disease, including a triple bypass surgery for my dad. My good friend Rita first told me about Forks Over Knives and the whole food plant-based way of eating several years back, and I thought, really? No oil at all? I shrugged it off and moved on. I just wasn't at a stage in my life where I was ready to receive that information. Rethinking healthy eating. About 2 years ago, I was searching for ways to lose the excess weight I'd been carrying for years, and Rita brought up Forks Over Knives again. She told me how another friend of ours got rid of her chronic inflammation and lost weight on a whole food plant-based diet. This time, I was intrigued. So I watched the Forks Over Knives documentary film that night, and I decided that I was going to try it. I was pleasantly surprised by what a whole food plant-based diet included. I remember being shocked that I could eat potatoes and pasta because those had always been off limits on my other diets. I had my blood work done the day before I started the transition. My total cholesterol was 298 and my LDL was 174. In the first month of following a whole food plant-based diet, I took 76 points off my total cholesterol and 44 points off my LDL cholesterol. The weight started coming off, and I was all in. Food freedom. It's been more than 2 years, and I haven't looked back. I feel really good in my body. In total, I've taken 100 points off my cholesterol. I've lost 25 pounds, and I have so much more energy. I honestly believe I was designed to eat this way. It's freeing to be able to think, I'm hungry, and go into the kitchen to find yummy, nourishing food. On other diets, I would feel ashamed for being hungry and would berate myself for not having self-control. I've always loved food. Now I don't feel guilty for constantly looking up recipes and planning out meals, since I know that it's all good for me. Stronger, healthier, and loving life at 65. Since retiring, I've been doing a lot more hiking with my partner, and I've found that going plant-based has made exercise much easier on my joints. We've done Yosemite, the Grand Canyon, and most recently the Milford Track in New Zealand. Thanks to this diet, I'm not afraid of doing longer distances. I've come off 10-mile hikes and found myself thinking, oh wow, that was easy. This lifestyle has also given me an amazing community. About 4 times a year, I have a potluck with friends who are also whole food plant-based, including Rita. We all bring dishes to share and copies of the recipes so everyone has something new to add to their repertoire. It's really inspirational, and it's a chance to be social with people who are on the same path. At this point, I don't feel like eating whole food plant-based is even really a diet. For me, being on a diet always implied that I was doing it until I reached a certain goal, and then I was done. This is not a diet. This is how I live my best life. This is my way to feel healthy and strong. I'm 65, and while I may not be getting any younger, I absolutely feel like I am. Bowled over, my go-to meals. I found the best way to stay on a whole food plant-based path is to keep things simple, and bowl-style meals are a delicious way to do just that. Here are some of the simple bowl ideas that I enjoy riffing on every week. Savory oatmeal. For breakfast, I cook up Bob's Red Mill oats and stir in some kale, nutritional yeast, and salsa. So flavorful, and it keeps me energized through the morning. Cereal and greens. Another morning favorite is a cereal-type bowl with shredded whole wheat squares, chia seeds, grape nuts, spinach, and plant-based milk. Sounds weird, but it's delicious. Kitchen sink salad bowl. My giant salads feature as many different veggies as possible. Lettuce, kale, arugula, fennel, cucumber, Belgian endive, hulled hemp seeds, and roasted broccoli, to name just a few, plus chickpeas or baked tofu for heft. For dressing, I use flavored vinegar, I love Costarina brand, or a mix of rice wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, and balsamic glaze. And freestyle dinner bowl. I keep my pantry stocked with canned beans, black, cannellini, and garbanzo, and my fridge stocked with cooked brown rice and roasted potatoes. At dinner time, I combine them all in a big bowl and stir in a bunch of greens. You just listened to I Thought My High Cholesterol Was Genetic Until I Went Plant-Based by Joanna Mittman at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson, your host. I've done a number of other episodes about cholesterol if you want to listen to those. You can use the search field where you listen or go to plantbasedbriefing.com episodes and use the search field there and just put cholesterol in and those will all come up. So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.